Please read the disclaimer. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, moneymakers. We're going to talk about the crypto market, about XRP, about what's happening. Will President Trump give a groundbreaking speech tonight that will send the crypto market into a frenzy, or will this be a important thing for the USA but not so important for the crypto market? We'll talk about that interesting update on the potential new Fed chairman. We'll talk about what MasterCard is doing and a little bit of theories about the current situation of XRP. All I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile, send out those good vibes, smishity smash that like button, and let's get into it. So currently, XRP is sitting at $1.91, down minus 0.79% on the day. Bitcoin is down 1.42% on the day. They're all basically down, give or take, the same amount here in the top, the top 5, top 10. Of course, there are some outliers that are down a little bit more. There is some green here on the chart, but for the most part, they're all in the red this morning. We go and we take a look at the financial data calendar. There's nothing that's supposed to happen today, right? Famous last words. But we do have the President of the United States, Donald Trump, saying that he's going to address the nation tomorrow night, that's already today, at 9 p.m. Eastern time. It says here, my fellow Americans, I will giving address to the nation tomorrow night, live from the White House at 9 p.m. Eastern time. I look forward to seeing you then. It has been a great year for the country and the best is yet to come. President Donald J. Trump. So I don't think he's going to say something specifically for the crypto market, but that could, whatever he says, could move the markets in a specific way. We've seen it in the past. I remember one time in his previous presidency, I was at my in-laws' house and it was Friday and he was talking about something and he came out and he said something and the whole market just like dumped, right? Big time. And that can happen sometimes. I don't even remember what he said and it just like everything, so he could affect what's going on if he says something that the market does not like, that the algos don't like. So we just have to be ready for that possibility. It's probably going to be a big nothing burger, right? But I believe that it's important that I bring you what's happening and what could potentially cause movement so you know what's happening. Now, you might not be day trading. You might be, swing or buying dips or selling dips or whatever you're doing, but it's important that you know what's happening around the world. You know the macro situation and the micro situation, but it's important that you know everything that's going on. And that's why it's so important to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so you get notifications about videos that drop. Very, very important to subscribe. Okay. And I'm always on your subscription feed. I know a lot of people are saying, well, lately I haven't been seeing, it's because you're not subscribed. Okay. If you're subscribed, then I'm always going to be on your subscription page. And always, as always, remember that this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. And remember that I'll never contact you on social media asking to sign up to anything or to send me anything. Those are scammers, spammers, and imposters. Please be very careful out there. Okay. So if we get back to the market and what's happening, the market sentiment is, I think, at the lowest point that I've seen it in a very long time. Like even, I know that the fear is, at 16 and we're not at single digits, but I just feel like people are not interested at all in the crypto market right now. We're seeing it across crypto YouTube. We're seeing it across crypto Twitter, where the impressions, the interest is a lot down. So when you have a situation like that, and there's no institutional money that is coming in right now in a big way, then you're kind of in this, you could call it a kangaroo market, or you could call it a boring market. But historically, these are the times, right? Remember, right? If we go back and we go back to this phase here, right? This was about almost 2 months, right? From the end of February into the beginning of April, right? It was very boring, right? But then what happened? The next 4 or 5 months, we had a big rally from 75,000 for Bitcoin all the way to 124. We saw XRP eventually go from 164 all the way to 36. So a $2 change there. How much is that? It's about 123% in 3 months. So that was a big movement, right? And so that's very, very important to remember that out of these times, many times we break out into positive momentums. Does that mean that it's going to happen this time? No. But you can take advantage of these opportunities if they do happen. If you're interested, our partner BTCC will give you opportunity to do so. You can go long, you can go short, you can use it to maximize potential profits or have a hedge on your account. If you're interested, link is in the description down below. You get a 10% deposit bonus on your first deposit over 500 USDT. You can find the link by clicking to my website in the description and then scrolling down and clicking on BTCC, or you can try out one of our other partners. I will get a commission if you use my link. It helps support the channel, even when the times are rough. I really appreciate when you support the channel any way you can. So link is in the description down below. Please, please, please trade responsibly, okay? Even though we have the roller coaster going on, it's important to remember that there's going to be some ups and downs. Now, this is interesting. It would seem that we had a new Fed chairman, high probability, but now it seems that it might not be so. Pro-crypto Fed Governor Christopher Waller is reported to set interview with Trump tomorrow for a Fed chairmanship. President has already met with two rumored frontrunners for the role, the Kevins, right? Kevin Warsh and Kevin Hassett, both of whom Trump believes will push aggressive reforms at the central bank. In an October interview, Eleanor here asked Waller whether he wanted to be the Fed chair. He responded, if the president thinks it's my best choice, I'll do it. So we'll see. It's still up in the air. We thought it was going to be Kevin Hassett, and then probably shift for Kevin Warsh. And now maybe Christopher Waller is coming into the ring. So this is going to be a very interesting race here. Who is going to be the next Fed chairman? Of course, it's going to affect a lot of stuff. So we'll see what happens there. Just-in, MasterCard expands blockchain and stablecoin payments in the Middle East through new ADI Foundation partnership. We continue to see these big companies, these big behemoths of financial institutions like MasterCard, like Visa, and like all the BlackRock, Fidelity, Vanguard, and all those, JP Morgan, start entering the crypto market in a more aggressive manner. And we're continuing to see they're not going to be left behind. They're going to continue, they're going to develop, and they're smart, right? They're smart, and they're not going to be taken over or passed by the crypto market and left behind. And I think this is very, very interesting from these companies. And G Treasury is a company that Ripple bought. Talking about still waiting days for cross-border settlements, it's finally time to wave goodbye to old treasury management, right? It says corporate treasury has been stuck with the same limitations for decades: trapped liquidity, slow settlement, and excessive payment costs. Digital assets infrastructure chains without the hyper risk. And their guide breaks down how proven solutions deliver 24/7 settlement versus waiting for banking hours, 60 to 90% lower cross-border costs for traditional rails, complete flexibility, and vendor lock-in. Listen, if you've never done a cross-border payment, you don't understand, right? It's terrible. And so Reese here, the SEO of Ripple there in charge of Africa and the Middle East, says, imagine making a cross-border payment and have zero visibility on when or if the transaction will settle. Right? That's the current situation. At Ripple, they are revolutionizing cross-border payments, unlisting the XRP ledger that's secure, efficient, and ready for enterprise use. All these acquisitions that they're making is going to make it a lot better than the current situation. And I wanted to bring you this. This is from, I don't know who this individual is because it's like a account that, a hidden account, meaning that we don't know who this individual is actually. But it says here, I did not believe in my lifetime that XRP would drop to this low again. This is this Twitter account, not me, right? He was wrong. He believed that XRP would be priced in potential double digits by now. He was wrong. He believed that ETF inflows would create supply shock. So far, he has been wrong. He believed that XRP would shock the world in 2025. So far, he's been wrong. Is he scared? No, Nothing has changed in the fundamental of assets. Is he panicking? Nah, no. Do he believe that XRP will shock the world in 2026? He does. This is the current situation of many XRP holders. But if you have been, listening to the channel for the past year, you would know that why other YouTubers and other people were very, very, excited every single movement that we had. I always said, hey, there's a possibility. There's, from my experience, what has gone with me, I was ready for the possibility that it wouldn't be, right? We wouldn't break 5. We wouldn't break, I kept saying, hey, wait a second. Let's break 4 first. Let's break 5 until we start talking about double digits, right? Because I've seen this story before. I've experienced this story before. I was hoping that we would, but in the back of my head, I knew that this possibility was possible. And that's why it's important to watch other influencers, but I'm happy that you keep coming back and you having a healthy diet of me, which some might say that it might hurt my viewership a little bit because I talk also about the bad stuff. But I think it's for the long term. I think that this will be better. And when the market does pick up again, I hope that the people that watch me and then kind of checked out a little bit, they'll remember the stuff that I was speaking. I can't be perfect. I can't know exactly what's happening every single time. I do not know what's going to happen. And that's important to remember. You're not going to know what's going to happen every single time either. You're going to have some successes. You're going to have some failures. I've had both. And what's important is how you get up off of that and how you dust yourself off and how you get back, right? And continue. Because many people, they have a bad spell and then they retire, right? They leave the market and they never come back. If they do come back, they come back at all-time highs, and then there's a cycle again, and they make the same mistakes and they do the same things, right? So it's very, very important that you are watching this video and you continue watch and you continue to learn and you continue to know what's happening in the world. Because if not, then you're just gonna fall behind, and hopefully that doesn't happen to you. Don't forget to check out the links in the description down below. Smash the like button. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.